What's going on today, everybody? I'm back. I'm back with another video. And today, I'm going to be talking to my young drivers, man. My young drivers who trying to make a living in trucking. Don't know where to go. I know the game is unfair while you're young, but today, I'm going to be talking to my young drivers who trying to make a living in trucking. So, basically, if you're 18, if you're between the ages of 18 to 21, if you don't already know, if you want to get your license when you turn 18, you can. 18 is the youngest age you can be to get a CDL. I got mine when I was 18, but if you don't already know that between the ages of 18 and 21 pretty much are going to be intrastate. So intrastate meaning you will not be able to travel outside of your state which you hold your license in. So imagine how rough that's going to be if you're thinking about it. 18 to 21, that's a 3-year period without being able to leave the whatever state you're in. The process was hard for me when I was 18, but I made the best out of it. I had jobs for as different what I did. I mostly did. I had a food driving job for this food distribution, and I did that for a little while. And I hauled corn and agriculture products for different carriers with a hopper bottom. I ran local for those 3 years, and I would say the process is not easy, being that you're so young, because for one, and I guarantee every one of you all are going to experience this when trying to find a job. Everybody's going to hit you with that experience thing. That's the name of the game. I mean, that's trucking today. No matter where you go, everybody's going to want you to have that experience. But if you're 18 and you're trying to get out there and you can't go over the road, so these big companies like Schneider, US Express, JB Hunt, you can't even apply for them because you're not even old enough to leave the state whichever you hold your license in. And so it's gonna be hard, and you're gonna get a lot of doors closed in your face at first. A lot of doors are gonna be closed. So how do you find a job? How do you find a job if you're between the ages of 18 and 21 with no experience? I would say just keep looking. Some people will hire you as a yard jockey. It all depends. Most like I say, most food distributions will hire you. Like beverage companies, for Coca-Cola, stuff of that nature. But like I say, experience is gonna be like it's gonna be like a number one thing people are gonna say. And I will say this: other than experience, you're gonna hear a lot of people say insurance. Insurance is gonna be a big thing that people say when you are applying for a job. And insurance is just a ripoff. insurance today is a ripoff. They're gonna tell you you're too young to get on the insurance. The insurance probably won't accept you because of your age, and you have no driving experience. But where can you get driving experience from? The game is really trucking game to me. When I was going through that around that time, I wanted to give up trucking. I wasn't where I wanted to be. It wasn't really fair to me because at the end of the day, I knew what I brought to the table, and I knew that I was an exceptional driver. Even though I was young, God just gifted me to be able to drive a truck. It didn't take me long to catch on. I was just gifted. But like I say, insurance is not fair. A lot of people are gonna tell you can't get on their insurance, and what can you do? You know, you have to take the good with the bad. But overall, I'm 23 now, and you know, I'm glad that I went ahead and got my license at 18 because it kind of helped me when I did turn 21 and I was able to leave the States. When I was 21, I was able to put down that I had 3 years, 2.5 years of experience. 2.5 years of experience when I was 21. I was able to put that down for a company because, you know, I had my license when I was 18. And by the time I turned 21, I was already ready to go. I already had been driving that whole time, and I had experience with driving a truck, and it was just rough the whole time I was, you know, that whole period, that whole time frame was just a rough time for me because I knew what I wanted out of trucking. I knew that I didn't want to be a company driver, but what choice did I have? I couldn't go ahead and buy my own truck at the time because I knew there was no way. I mean, there was no way, even if I did get my own truck, there was no way that I could even get on, possibly lease on to a company. There was no way that I could even get insurance in my own name because I was doing quotes back then, you know, just browsing around doing quotes for different insurance companies while I was 18, 19, 20 years old. And I mean, the insurance was ridiculous. They was giving me quotes $40,000, $50,000 a year, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 down, and $4,000, $5,000 a month. I mean, it was ridiculous. So that's gonna be a big thing to overcome it. That's gonna be a big thing to accomplish. Being that you're young and you're trucking, I mean, it's just not fair, but that's what it is. I had to deal with it, and I made the best of it. And like I say, one thing I would say, it helped me with the experience when I did turn 21. I mean, when I turned 21, I would say the next month after I turned 21, I bought my truck. Like, I couldn't wait no longer. I had did those 3 years, and I was just tired of being a company driver. So, I mean, immediately when I turned 21, I went ahead and I bought my truck. So I wasn't waiting any longer. I knew what I brought to the table. I knew that I was always going to be an owner operator. I always kept it in my head. So I would say to any of my young drivers out there, don't be discouraged by anything these older drivers may say. That, you know, a lot of them told me that I couldn't do it. A lot of them told me that being that I was so young that I wouldn't be able to, you know, ever get on anyone's insurance, being that I was so young. But I made my own way, you know. I stayed in my own lane. I kept my goals, you know. I always, every day I work towards my goals. Never worry about what anybody else may say. Like I say, as soon as I turned 21, I bought this truck, and I was looking for a company, and I mean, it was rough, you know. I bought the truck. When I got this truck, I didn't work for another company. I haven't worked for another company since I got this truck. And when I bought it, I think I sat for 2 months with no job because I couldn't find, even though I had 2.5 years of experience, I would say I had 3 years of experience, and I had a truck, but at the same time, I knew I couldn't get my own authority because no insurance company would allow me to do that with the high rates. But I was looking for a company to lease on to, and I called so many companies and they all closed the door in my face. But you know, I stayed consistent. You know, consistency is the key. Just stay consistent at what you do. I constantly called around. I checked hundreds of companies, you know, and they all told me no. It was either, you know, I was too young, or some companies told me that they'll even hit you with, even though that I had my license and I had been driving since I was 18, some of them told me that I needed to have OTR experience. And being that I'm 18 and I'm just turning 21, with 3 years of experience, I have no OTR experience because the whole time frame from 18 to 21, I wasn't able to do OTR. Everything I did was only within the state that I'm in. So there was no way possible that I could even get OTR experience. So a lot of them was hitting me with I had to have OTR experience. So be prepared for those kind of things too. And you know, they said I was, even though I had the experience, some of them still wouldn't accept me because some of them was saying I had to be 23. Some of them was saying I had to be 25. You know, those was just things that's just unfair to me. You know, another obstacle that I had to overcome was finding the company that would accept my truck. You know, and a lot of companies wouldn't accept my truck because I have an older truck. I have a 98, and that's just what I prefer. I love older trucks. One reason being that I do not like to run e-logs. I run paper logs, and that's just what I grew up off of. I grew up off of older trucks, and that's what I love. And that's another obstacle I had to face with finding a company to lease on with. A lot of companies, they wouldn't accept the age of my truck. They said my truck was too old. But I did find me a company, pretty good company. I stayed with them. I stayed with them for 1 year. I mean, I stayed with them for 1 year, 365 days to be exact. And that company went out of business. And once they went out of business, I went ahead and I tried to get my own insurance once again, and I got a better quote. And it was a quote that I could handle. I knew I could handle it. It was still high. It was still unfair to me, the amount they was charging me for insurance, but I knew I had to have my own authority. And I think if you just get your own authority, first 2 years of insurance is going to be kind of high anyway because you're a new vendor. But I say, what I pay a month insurance, I feel that it's not fair. I feel that it's not fair because, you know, I'm a good driver, but being that I'm only 23, insurance companies look at me as a high-risk driver, you know. But it's not fair. I'm a good driver. You know, I have no accidents. I have no tickets. But yet, you have insurance companies giving other people a better chance than you. because you're young, but you have guys who are 30, 40 with, you know, all kind of things on their driving, you know, driving record, and their insurance is way cheaper than me. But, you know, I don't make the rules. I just take the good with the bad. Don't complain. You know, I know one day it'll go down as long as I, you know, keep driving the way I'm doing and keeping my record clean. But I just wanted to share that with you all. I know I got a lot of young guys who want to do what I'm doing. I got a lot of young guys who want to get into trucking. You know, they want to know what's the way to do it. But like I said, I just wanted to share that with you all, let you all know that some of the things that you're gonna come in contact with in this trucking industry. It's rough. It's not gonna be peaches and cream. Everybody thinks that, you know, they look at me and look at where I'm at and don't realize the things I had to overcome to get here. So I just wanted to share that with my young guys out there who want to do this. You know, it can be done no matter the age, no matter if you're 18, 19, 20, you know, go for it. You know, sky's the limit. So like I always do, I'm gonna leave my email down in the description. You know, any of you young guys have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to my email. I'll respond at my quickest convenience. But I want to thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you all like this video and make sure you all subscribe to the channel. I got plenty more content for you all.